Hello, I'm John York, the not so famous novelist. I published three novels. These are the covers here in the pictures behind me. But today I wanted to talk to you about a new novel that I'm working on. It's called The Journey to Eden. And unlike my other novels, this one is a historic fiction. Um, and I wanted to share just a couple of things about it with you. First of all, I've been working on it for a couple of months, about 3 months, I guess. And I'm probably over halfway through it. I'm a storyteller, not a literary artist, so I don't always know where the stories are going to go. I usually start with a beginning and an end already figured out in my head, but the rest of it, I just tell a story. But Journey to Eden takes place back in the first part of the 19th century, in the 1800s. And it takes place in several locations, but it starts and ends in a place that is now called Eden Prairie, which is a suburb of St. Paul. But in those days, it was just wilderness. And so this picture that you see in the computer here is actually a painting by Albert Bierstadt called Sunset in the Prairie. And I'm going to use that for my cover. Um, I think the story is going to be pretty enjoyable for those of you who like historical fiction. It takes place in a period of the United States history that is not that dissimilar from the things that we experience today. Things people that say that everything is so much in turmoil and so forth, but you know our democracy is rough and tumble, always has been, and things were pretty could be pretty ugly back in those days too. So there's four main characters. They're all young people. Starts out when they were born, and then fast forwards to when they're about 19 or 20 years old, and they're on their way from the east. They start from all parts of the United States, but they all coalesce in Philadelphia and make their way out to this place called Eden. And some unusual characters. Here's a artist rendition of one of them. As you can see, pretty unusual. It's Ohansi, which is a Dakota word for shadow. Uh, he has an affliction that makes his face all hairy. He doesn't actually have a wolf face like that, but I thought it was kind of fun to have around here. Kind of inspires me. So it'll be out probably sometime summer or fall next year. I hope that you'll um, buy it when I come out with it. If you haven't read all my books, I hope that you'll give them a try. There's Wolf's Tale, which is a fictional memoir of a man named Wolf O'Brien. Some people say it's me, but if you know me, you'll have to be the judge of that. The next two are science fiction, Mind Meld and The Eighth Day. You can read them in either order. I wrote them to be standalone, but they are sort of connected. And they're science fiction, but about parallel worlds, not outer space worlds. And they've gotten good reviews. I don't have much of a readership yet. Um, I hope that you'll give one of them a try and maybe become one of my readers. Thank you very much for spending a little bit of time with me, and hope to talk to you again sometime soon.